Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Hey everybody, it's Liam and Big Al, and this is the Badcast.
Mate, we're welcome. It's good to see that you've arrived.
Last week it was my backyard, and this week yours, Biggie.
You ventured to the northern suburbs as well, mate, which is bloody magnificent.
Can I just tell you, just before we get crack on and introduce our guests and all that kind of stuff, can I just say that we just lost a rock icon here in Australia, Malcolm Young from AC/DC, the rhythm guitarist, and so it's a beautiful day here. I was driving to your side of town from my side of town. Sun was shining. AC/DC rocking hard, man. Windows down. That's how I roll, man. Awesome way to get here.
I have to say, it was. I was actually listening to a bit of TNT in the car. That's why it took me so long to get out.
Yep.
And it was also the phone was locked on Pornhub. Anyway, but besides that, it was very hard to. It was good old TNT. It was just a lot of, especially as a comedian, a lot of the AC/DC songs, you just go, wow, they're bloody good intros, aren't they? They're going to be bloody good intros. Thunderstruck's my favourite intro.
I love Back in Black, man.
I think I told you. I think I thought Thunderchief was what they were saying instead of Thunderchief.
Yeah, right. Thunderchief.
Yeah. Daddy Deeds, Thunderchief.
Well, should we introduce our Thunderchief into the studio, Biggie?
Yes, he has got AC/DC tattoos all over him.
Neck, eye,
mate,
eyebrows, everything.
Right, it's not too often you let people in with neck tattoos, but here we go. Please welcome from Barely Audible.
The Barely Audible podcast.
The one, the only. We'll insert some round of applause for David.
Tattoos all over. It's so expensive. Northern suburbs. You call this?
Oh, northeastern.
Northeastern. Yeah.
Yes. So are you
calling out his northern suburbs kind of credibility?
Yeah, you got to be pretty hard to come from my way. It's not very often.
I'm still in the council,
right?
So hey, a little bit of respect.
Fair call.
Tattoos. Yeah, I'm starting a sleeve. Have you seen? It starts right there
at the finger.
Wow.
So you've got a tattooed ring.
It's the only tattoo I've got.
Is that like a wedding ring tattoo? I guess.
Yeah. Because you can see I'm massive. I was sick of taking my ring off whilst I was lifting.
Yeah.
So I got that done. Yeah. And whilst I was getting it done, my wife was sitting next to me. I was like, now I can tell people you're dead. It went over very well.
That's the way to go. So, welcome. Now, the Barely Audible podcast, for those who haven't heard of it, give us a bit of a rundown about what you guys do.
Not much, to be honest. No.
Way to sell it.
No, we just,
Is it just static? Is it just barely audible?
It's funny. Yeah, it's funny. We started off and we're like, we were trying to throw around names, and we're like, we had pretty basic equipment, and we thought our stuff was pretty rubbish, like the audio content quality. Sorry, the content we feel like is good enough to start a podcast. But yeah, and then we went with Barely Audible. We liked that. Sounded pretty good. But basically, it was just an excuse for a bunch of mates. Like, we're always we got families and stuff like that. No excuse to catch up. So we invented a reason, like having a podcast to just catch up.
Some people play golf. Other people are serial killers, and these guys did a podcast.
They're all three.
I was going to say we're trying.
They got the hat trick.
We had the serial killing, but we're still trying to push the golf aspect of it. We're trying to get that happening.
Yeah. Priorities.
to be honest, they're just trying to bury people into the bunkers. They're just trying to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Barely audible. You can barely hear the people screaming from the coffins that you've buried alive underground. Barely audible.
We had to get better equipment to so we couldn't hear them.
Sleep
Another
now,
happy
forever.
customer.
Yeah.
There goes another listener. We're diminishing our base. No.
You listen to us, you're
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast a little while ago. They use as their Patreon. They read out people's names, and they were like, "Oh, that'd be an interesting serial killer. The Patreon killer kills people that subscribe." And what a way to lose your subscribership by mentioning someone that might go and murder them.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. So, yeah.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to use that to go, hey, and if you want to subscribe No subscribers this week.
No subscribers. Not
Wonder why.
3 weeks in a row.
Ever since we mentioned our serial killer, things have seemed to
I
dip
have to
off.
say though, it's a bloody good idea, isn't it?
Oh, like for a novel or something like that. Podcast.
Novel.
Yeah.
Now, continuing on the death theme, I guess got to also say, Malcolm Young passed away overnight.
Yes.
But also, comedy legend of Australia, Gary the Goat, passed away this week as well.
Very sad to hear.
That was very sad. Now, if you don't know who Gary the Goat is, we've actually brought him up once or twice. Actually, if you look back to the episode of Craig Egan being on, he talks about when he hired Gary the Goat above human comedians, which...
didn't he get bitten by the goat?
I think he got bitten by the goat, yeah.
Right. Well, a good segue. Craig has recently had a kid.
He has. He has had a kid.
That was a
congratulations.
goat
That's a
joke
goat
as well.
joke as
Anyway,
well. But congratulations to Craig Egan on having a kid. But what I was going to say is, man, it was sad to see old Gazza go. He had some health issues and stuff, and they had to put him down. But the dude, what's the guy's name who owns him?
I don't think anyone knows, to be honest.
Yeah, he put a photo up, a nice photo, a bit of a write-up about Gary and how he kind of passed away peacefully and stuff.
Well, his career's fucked now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Essentially.
Do you reckon that guy needed the goats?
Yeah, it's not really going to work with Gary, the fucking guinea pig, is it?
No, well, he's gonna cart the stuffed goat around with him.
Oh, God.
I think that's the plan.
All right.
Yeah.
Not a good one.
I think I'm with Dave on this one, mate. That is just...
I don't know, man. I think there's something there. Man.
So you can imagine fucking Lano and Woodley, and one of them dies, and then they just get the next one stuffed just to bring him around.
It's a bit visual. It's a very visual medium that he'd be working with after today.
Yeah.
You imagine a stuffed Hamish, because fucking he died, and Andy just wants to continue on with his career. Hey, mate, how are you thinking?
$5 for a photo with...
Oh, yeah. With Hamish and Zombie Andy.
Yeah,
I've met those dudes. They are both beasts of men, by the way. They're huge guys. They're really
very tall, aren't they?
They're tall, and lanky.
Oprah Winfrey came to Adelaide and she was doing a concert. So
He gave everyone a car.
Yeah, that was a lot of the jokes that came around the room. But she was doing an inspirational speeches, and I won 2 tickets and got in trouble for immediately assuming that my best friend might come instead of my wife.
Whoa. Stop right there. First of all, you won tickets to Oprah.
No, not to Oprah. I got tickets to Hamish and Andy.
right.
They were doing an event near Oprah.
Okay.
Because I was thinking, if you won 2 tickets to Oprah and you don't want to take your wife...
Oh, no, yeah. No.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Even my wife would get a bit fucking...
Yeah.
So, babe, I got 2 tickets. I'm thinking about taking Brad. What do you think you'll say?
Yeah. Do you reckon maybe she got it wrong? Maybe she thought, we're just doing a Hamish and Andy thing near Oprah, and all she heard was, Oprah, you've got 2 tickets to Oprah and you're not fucking... Get out.
Yeah.
Get out. He's not married anymore, but that tattoo's hard to get rid of.
I could not sit through Oprah, frankly. But anyway, sorry, carry on.
It was just an event near Oprah that they had some inside people getting some stuff from Oprah. And my mate, who one of the other co-hosts of Barely Audible, Brad, he had someone he knew was actually going to the event and was feeding him stuff. And that's what Hamish and Andy, they had an insider. So that was our we actually got on stage. I knew the thing was terrible. It was bad inspirational quotes. That's what they were going for.
Yeah.
And we got on stage, these 2 guys, and we at this time we did have our own podcast, but I was like, no, it's a bit. What are you going to do? Say to Hamish?
You want to bring it up? Yeah, we're kind of the same, basically.
Yeah.
Well, if you knew they were going to retire, you would have done it.
Yeah.
So Hamish is he's got the microphone and he's like, these guys have an inspirational quote from their own source inside the show, and whips the mic over to me, and I went, nah. I threw Brad under the bus. I was like, no, it's his. I knew the quote was junk, so I pushed it over to Brad, and then they said that, and I feel like Hamish and Andy were like
gulp.
Yeah.
Here we go.
This was a good move.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So what is your favourite quote? Do you have a favourite quote that you like to... Because one of my favourite quotes is, always give 100% unless you're donating blood.
Yeah.
That's good.
Important
That's
rule
one of
to
my
follow.
favourites. Yeah. So
Oprah
what was
Winfrey.
it that you used to...
So I went with If You Ain't First, You're Last, Shake and Bake from Talladega Nights.
Yes.
It worked, and I got through. So yeah, it's not my favourite quote. My favourite quote, I'd have to check my Facebook page that I created when I was 15. When you first type
Wow.
it in.
Yeah.
Or-
Do you have a favourite quote, Liam?
I'm gonna lean back on the attitude consultant and say, money doesn't grow on trees; it grows in the internet.
What's that from?
That's the attitude consultant. You can check him out. It's another podcast.
Oh, okay. Nice.
He's a crazy guy, old Rowan.
Wow. The inspiration he gets after. It's absolutely amazing. It's
So, all right. So, tell us about yourself, then, mate. So, you've been doing podcasts.
trying to
Obviously,
think about?
before you were making millions in podcasting, what
You know
kind of
what?
stuff did you do for a job?
Sorry, like you said, making millions in podcasting. I was like tossing around. I was like, what should I do? I'm going to rock up to the Bagcast. What should I do? I was like, maybe I can convince the guys will chip in and get me like a hire a Lamborghini or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So I rock up and look
yeah.
impressive.
Yep.
To like hire a Lamborghini, drive it to one spot and not drive it whilst I do a podcast.
Yeah. Just for that half minute, we go, oh, yeah, nice car.
then the insurance company found out you're going.
You're like, you're from a right? Yeah, I got double lock and key on the garage.
3 times the insurance.
I actually work in an office, fruit and veg.
Fruit and veg office.
I sit down too often. I got to train in the gym heaps hard to try and not put on weight because I sit down too much at work.
Yep.
It sucks.
Because if you don't do that, you end up like me.
What are you talking about? So you work in an office. Do the people in your office, do they know about your podcast?
Yes, it's a hard one because I have used some material from the office and I don't want it to get too spread around.
So you try to keep the office and podcast world.
So try and keep it separate. I've had a couple of people from work on when I found them to be interesting. It's funny, there's a couple that I wanted. How hard is it to get someone? I don't know about you guys. It's a running theme with our show that like I'm the one that tries to bring in guests, and I'm like, hey, you should come on. It's fun. We just hang out, we drink, and they treat it like it's a public record. Like, no.
It really is, though.
It is.
The amount of times our guests have just got, you'll cut that out, won't you? And we do the whole kind of
smile.
no.
Yeah.
And the reason why, do you want to come back on? No.
I mentioned someone's tattoos on one of our shows, and they were like, "You don't talk about tattoos."
You mean they're on him? He can't, or her. They can't go off.
They've made their tattoos public record, mentioning them in the
exactly,
yeah.
and by also tattooing them on themselves. Because
exactly.
It's there.
Was it an embarrassing tattoo?
They go in,
like
I'd love to
Lisa
get a
Simpson?
tattoo, but I need you to sign this.
Yeah.
You can't tell anyone. Where do you want it? On my nose? Yes, please.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Just a big fuck off mole right there. It's just,
Does it say fuck off mole or it's a big fuck off mole? It depends where the commoner is.
it's just a big massive picture of
Yeah.
Says,
and the other side's just
Oh, Jesus. And so, all right. So, how long have you been doing the podcast for then?
episode 91 weeks ago.
So when was that? Oh, yes. Okay, you get a recent one, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Spoilers. 91's coming out soon.
91's coming out. Rightio, very good. And they can check that out. What's on that episode? It's barely audible. Don't worry about it.
That's pretty cool. 91.
Yeah, you won't hear it.
We're up to, this is number 68.
But we do a lot of bonus episodes, Big Al, which aren't
yeah.
really episodes, but they are.
We're actually probably at 200, but we keep biting off the fucking 100th episode because we're pretty fucking
What are we
lazy.
going to do for the 100th episode, man?
Oh, God.
What are you guys going to do for your 100th episode?
I think we're looking at a refresh. We're going to refresh our brand at 100. We're looking at a few things to refresh, try and get into some new areas. We got 10 weeks to try and prepare for it.
Yeah.
But,
so it's a weekly podcast.
Yeah, weekly
is that
podcast.
like a podcast witness protection program?
Yeah.
It's like we're just going to go, hey, look, we've said some shit we're not proud of in the last 100.
Yeah.
We are going to redeem ourselves in the next 100.
That's what it is, though, because I think iTunes only keeps... How many episodes does iTunes hold up? I think it's like 100 and 150, something like that. There's a limit to it, right?
Yeah.
So once you get to that point,
Yeah, right.
then the old ones start to disappear, depending on the application you're listening to, of course. But the old ones will disappear.
Yeah, I think you have to
can
start paying for more.
Yeah. So then, so
right.
then all the bad shit you've said early on...
Wow.
Oh, it's a 50-50. Do you want to scrub the history and
Yeah,
remove
I know.
it? Or do you want to move forward?
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
It is
I know,
tough.
or
You'd
you
have
have
to-
to pay more for the hundreds and hundreds of dollars that we're earning
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
a year.
It's a write-off.
Wow.
It boggles the mind.
So on your show, you don't really kind of it's a bit like this show. We don't really have. It's a loose theme, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got the power
basi-
quiz
Rolling
occasions.
conversation.
Rolling conversation.
There you go.
See, there we go.
And bodily movements. Ever shut yourself in public, David?
No way.
We do like to ask all, I guess.
Oh, really? Yes, I
Even
have.
if we're not recording, just for our own personal knowledge.
Yeah. But
It has to happen. Not to get into specifics here.
Yeah,
what kind of quantity of shat are we talking about?
Oh, wow.
Could be any amount. You can
Any amount, mate. You can
Yeah, I
just
mean,
touch
you know.
cloth.
Big Al's talked about times where he's released the valve a little bit,
Yeah.
just to take the pressure off.
Oh, okay.
Just
Yeah,
to, you're mitigating what could possibly be.
I don't think I've had a full release in a long time.
Oh, that's
To put it in good terms.
Yeah, but you've come close. There's
think-
nothing worse than coming close, is it? I reckon.
Bodily release. One of my most dicey areas would have been the night before my wedding. I was searching for something to vomit into, and I went a clothes basket.
You were drinking to spew levels.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with nerves because I have nothing to do with weddings. I just don't treat them like anything. And I think that's the best way to treat a marriage.
How many weddings have you had? How many weddings have you had?
Might can't hear. That's all I
No, I've just had the one, but no, I just feel like everyone's like, oh, everything changes afterwards, and if you treat it like that, well, why would you want something perfect to change?
Yeah.
Oh, listen to this guy.
Brilliant. Where's the
I
clothes basket? I'm about to vomit.
I had because I worked at Holden's at the time. Holden's had this thing like if you worked there, you could use their lease vehicles as wedding cars. And I was only working there for a year, so I was like, well, let's push this button.
Yeah.
They got a little bit nippy when I returned them without petrol. Like,
jeez.
Come on.
figured because they were free, I would use them to my advantage. And the night
totally.
before the wedding, I went out and went
To Melbourne.
Went drinking. I had to get a mate to drive him home, even though they're like, oh, you should be the only one driving. Yeah, anyway, so I drank too much, got home, and I was looking for something to vomit into, and I was like, washing basket, that'll work, I was like, I literally did the science in my head. I was like, I felt the sides. I was like, oh, there's definitely enough volume there before it hits the rings.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Because there's always holes in the...
yeah, the holes in the sides.
Yeah, did you make it?
I did not account for splatter. Now I'm sure some debris.
The spray, yeah.
I'm sure some debris made it outside, but we're all good.
Hey, the good thing is it kept all the Eros in.
Yeah, bloody brilliant. I
Was
love
there
it.
clothes in there at the time?
No.
Imagine that. It's
Okay,
like,
yeah, actually, that's a good one. Did I go fuck these clothes and remove them,
Yeah.
or did I just use it?
What's this white dress doing in here?
Oh, well, I may as well wipe my face with it.
What will I need a bow tie for?
Yeah.
I'm like dabbing my cheeks with the bow tie.
Look at this.
Delightful.
Prim and proper. I laid down in bed and just
So how were you the next day for your wedding? Bloody
not
hell.
too bad. Once I got a couple more beers in me because
Yeah,
I
hair of
didn't
the
care
dog.
about the whole thing at all. No.
Yeah.
No, it was good. It was good.
Because that's the old days, wasn't it? Like Bucks nights were kind of like the
Night before. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know?
It's a dicey way to do it.
It is.
But that also increased the divorce levels.
Yeah.
Did it? Oh, that's interesting.
Also, 65% of stats are made up on the spot.
Now, Big Al's lovely wife
She is
has put
Sonia.
a delightful.
She doesn't want to come on?
She doesn't want to. She's made a delightful little
Come on, babe.
spread for us here. We've got 2 types of chips. We've got some hummus.
Is this
2
just for
types
me?
of hummus.
It is, mate.
And
It is.
meats
It's,
and variety meats, which is always delicious.
my lovely wife, she does exist. This is Sonia.
Hello, world.
That's ostentatious, isn't it? The world? No.
It's a massive audience. What can we
Eventually.
say?
Eventually. Yeah.
Where'd you go to the world?
Most definitely.
We went and saw Eddie Izzard last night.
Oh, that was good. Really good.
Well, he did a whole bit in German. She was the only one laughing.
I know. Except for the bit I got a bit of hair. But
Oh, she stepped right out of there.
Were you guys up the front?
We were, which is...
Bro, I was like here to here.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
For everyone that can't see us.
You get that good upshot.
I'm about a metre away from David. So.
And what did you love most about Eddie?
My God, his shoes.
You were that close.
Shoes were amazing. No, he was wearing ruby patent heels that were just... I think he walked on and everyone just went, oh my God, we want his shoes.
Going for some dip.
It's just going to be one of those kind of shows.
There's
here.
too many of those kind of things. I don't know you guys well enough. Yet.
You will after the show.
Oh, yes.
It's,
And I think you really enjoyed it, Big Al, because once again, your glasses are steaming up.
I've got to stop wearing glass. I've actually run out of contacts, to be honest.
Right.
And so I normally wear contacts.
Right.
Because every time I do, Dave said he constantly sweats when he...
Yeah, it's a bit warm.
Yeah.
We'll not bring that. No, I'm kidding. No.
But and I do. My glasses steam up. Like it's very awkward when you go to.
Now, can I also say
what do I
that
say?
David, he's turned up right now. This is the first time we've met him. He's come on the show. He's been very brave to come on the show, I might say. Millions wouldn't. Right?
Yeah.
But he's turned up with a bottle of vodka and a bottle of Jägermeister. Dude, it's a 30-minute podcast. What are you talking about?
This guy, we're
I
going
like
to
the way he rolls
We're going to
it.
adopt him.
Likes to party.
He's going to be an honorary fucking
We've got ourselves.
podcaster
Is
for
that
sure.
is that homemade booze?
Oof. Could be.
It could be.
It could
homemade.
be if I was to buy a bottle that said citrus written in handwriting on the top.
just apple juice?
We do not know.
It could only cost $20 as well, as opposed to standard bottle cost.
So you brought moonshine here. Is that what you're saying to me?
Yeah, I tried the non-citrus last time. This one's a bit better.
Never even heard of that type of vodka before, to be honest.
Or
we
a
have-
citrus one.
No.
Do you have glasses? Do you guys want to have some?
Big Al's got steamy glasses.
Well, what we'll
Ooh.
do.
Almost like you brought this up like you
That's
wanted.
right.
So what we're going to do is we're going to have a quick beer break,
Drinks break, everybody.
and we'll be back right after this.
Woo!
This beer break was proudly brought to you by Cartel Media. For any advertising in TV, radio, print or web, contact cartelmedia.net. Now back to the boys.
Welcome back.
We're back. Are we going to drink? Or?
Yes, it's citrus
Vodka.
vodka.
We're drinking. This is hooch, isn't it? This is homemade hooch. Homemade moonshine. Yeah?
It could be.
Turner and Hooch.
Yeah, well, let's give it a go.
Hair of the dog.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
There we go.
Now, am I supposed
That's
to be
smooth.
losing sight in one of my eyes, or?
No, you're supposed to
It should
drink
be
it through
both.
your mouth. That's how Dave and I drank it. We just drank it through our mouth, mate, not through the eye. Not through the eye,
Don't
Was it
drink
eyeball
through.
Paul?
Don't drink through the eye, everybody. Here,
I'm
everybody.
drinking some Coors.
Drinking Coors.
Just because.
I'm on the old Thunder
There's
Road.
so many
IPA.
there. There's like Just Cause and
Yeah.
well, that's
I'm
the
drinking
game.
I'm
But
drinking for a cause.
yeah,
What do you drink?
Oh,
You
my-
love your IPA, aren't you?
I do drink an IPA here and there. I don't always. I do. I was thinking I'll go for a bit of a pale ale this afternoon, but
I think in true ACD fashion, we mentioned it, you're drinking a bit of Thunder Road.
Liam's drinking the Thunder Road. Liam's drinking the Thunder Road.
Yeah, that's my best ACDC.
I'll put my tits away now.
it just was a natural reaction just to get it out. I like that. Good stuff.
I was just going to show you the one, but
Yeah. No, it was a delight. It was a
do you ever
delight.
think that like at a concert, maybe a chick's like, no, you just get the one.
Just the one for now. We'll see how you are later on.
Yeah, well,
Well, if he doesn't play good enough, she could just show that side.
yeah, exactly. If you were that good, you would have got my good breast.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, we are also joined with a special guest in the studio by Faye the Wonder Dog, who,
Faye.
as I like to remind people, has more followers on Facebook than Big Al.
Yeah, she does.
So,
And we're not even talking.
She's got more spots.
Yeah. It's not even a little bit. Like it really isn't even.
she's really kicking your ass.
Like she is like I've got 1,400 people. Here we go. Wife is going to explain.
Yes, I'm Faye's official publicist. 498,000 views.
Wow.
No,
Please
like-
adopt, don't shop.
Brilliant.
And
That's
you-
the only time we ever get political on the Badcast.
That's right. Now,
Right.
actually,
Adopt, don't shop.
I actually use that principle in my life as well. So when I go to the bottle shop and I run out with a carton of booze and people are chasing me, I say, "Hey, no, I'm adopting, not shopping. I'm adopting this booze."
That's also why I'm Minesweep.
I'm adopting half of your
I'm
schnitzel.
adopting this little abandoned beer
Yeah.
and I'm making it my own.
That's right. Giving it a
Okay?
good home.
It's kind of like
right.
working at a hotel, in the kitchen, and like someone's left this one bite.
Oh yeah.
I'll adopt it.
Have you worked in kitchens before and done a bit of that? Have you? Or?
Do you
my
cut
first
around
job.
the bite?
My first job. Sorry,
Do you-
cut around the
do you
bite.
cut around the bite?
I don't think.
Or do you just go whole hog?
Usually, no. I don't think I. It's usually.
When I am eating food from other people's plates, what I do is
Whatever.
No, I worked at the. I reckon the only time I think I ate a meal was they returned it because it wasn't what they ordered, and we're like,
right.
fucking
fuck
sweet.
yes.
But it's one of those things, mate, where you have to be careful. If it's a northern suburbs pub and the snitties come back and there's only one bite, you just go, okay, fuck. Have they just had to suck on the rest? What? Because they don't have any teeth.
Oh, okay.
they're gumming it.
Yeah,
They're gumming it.
you got to do a moisture check around the edges.
You always have to be. You always have to check.
Yes.
You always have to check.
Better
True.
safe
Just
than
in case.
sorry.
Yeah,
Don't want to get
that's
that
right.
gum juice.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Is unemployment catchable? You know, like. You know, you just.
I think there's a test for it.
Yeah.
There's a fourth line.
No, I'm pretty sure though that those experienced dishies and kitchen hands and kitchens around the world really have regularly gone ahead and helped themselves to a little bit of leftover food here and there.
Schnitzels mainly.
Schnitties are good.
Yeah.
Schnitzels are good.
Because it's a crime here to leave a schnitty unfinished.
Oh.
Exactly. Do you have a favourite topping?
You tried the Schnitzel House in Salisbury?
No, I haven't.
They
no.
have, they're like, that's their thing. They've got 50-something different toppings for
Really?
a schnitzel.
Wow.
So no, I don't have a favourite. Now these days I generally just go the pepper gravy.
Oh, I
Yeah,
have to
but
say
chicken
that's-
or beef schnitzel?
Ooh.
Oh, chicken? Who
Nah,
goes beef?
I go beef
what
pepper,
the
man.
fuck?
When I'm in a simple place, it's just beef pepper. Give it to me.
Yeah.
You go beef?
Yeah, look, it depends how dodgy the place is. Because you
Right.
can never trust, like beef, if they have undercooked
safer.
it, or it's safe. But if it looks dodgy, you just go, I am not having chicken
Nah,
here.
yeah, no, I hear
That
that.
is 4 days off.
Is there a number to call now, like an operator to get through to someone? Does that exist anymore?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I was like, operator. Like, is there a number?
Yeah, I wonder. Does that exist anymore?
Because I remember getting
How
the belt as a kid.
How useless or like the knowledge to have the idea to call operator instead of Google?
Oh, yeah, right.
Old
Google's-
people, man. Old people.
Because I got the belt once when, you'd be able to, on the back of the TV, you'd actually be able to ring up for a joke. When we had telephone books, the white pages.
Like a joke line.
I can
And there
hear
used to be a
I can
joke
hear the
line.
millennials hitting
yeah.
pause.
So they had this, you could get your star signs. It could be a joke for the day, an insult, and they were on the back of the white pages. And as a kid, I fucking love jokes. So I was like, and I fucking racked up like $20,
As
which
opposed
was
to
a lot.
the kids are like, nah, I'm not a fan of this humour thing.
I couldn't go on YouTube back then. I had to ring this 1-800 number.
I remember they had
1300
smut
number.
ones. They had smutty versions as well. didn't they?
Yeah. I reckon,
Did they?
From what I hear.
To be honest, I reckon my dad blamed me. Oh, you been on that joke hotline again?
I only called 15 times this week. Those
Yeah.
2 extra ones.
Yeah,
I know.
you little fucker.
Yeah.
I've been blamed for internet history in the beginning when that
Oh,
first
really?
started. Yeah,
Really?
I have.
Really?
yeah.
From your mum?
No. He's good.
All right, so did you really from siblings or parents or...
Oh yeah, parents, of course.
Oh,
Sibling.
right.
Oh yeah, sorry. More information about myself. I'm the youngest of 2 older sisters,
Oh, right.
and so yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to be
Oh, bloody teenagers and their hormones.
Yeah.
Looking up these things.
I will tell him off.
And it's funny that you accept it. You're like, you don't want to see your parents in trouble. They don't listen, so this is fine. Like my dad, I'm like, oh, and I'll just take it because I'm used to getting it anyway from them. So I'll be like, you know what I mean? Like, you get in trouble.
We're still talking about porn?
Yeah.
From my mum. So
to you?
I'll take it. No.
I remember.
I thought you were making your own porn there for a minute, Dave.
I actually remember when I was younger calling up one of these filth lines, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it was called Double Trouble. But I, even as a young fella,
wins.
Because you know how when you're young, it doesn't take much, to be pretty good, right? Well, I called this one thing called Double Trouble. And it was just two ladies going, we're double trouble. We'll do this and that, double trouble. And they just kept on saying double trouble all the time, right?
And you've whacked up 3 times in the intro.
In the end, I was waiting for it to get filthy, and I'm like, it never did. And they go, so next time you can call double trouble. And then at the end, I'm like,
Isn't that a board game?
Going, what the fuck was that? Like, it cost me $14 probably. And I
They got sued
nothing.
by.
Yeah,
Please-
please click the kinetic mouse
It
in
was
the middle.
absolutely... And I don't know if you guys remember, but at least in, maybe it was a nationwide thing, but in Melbourne, whenever you used to call one of those special numbers, it would always say, pay call at the beginning.
Oh, really?
Do you remember that?
I thought you said paycock.
No,
How did
it
they
did.
know?
It was
Paycall. That sounded like you. It sounded like Sonic almost.
0055
yeah.
numbers. That's what it was.
Paycall.
Because I'd always come along and go, it's $4.95 a minute. And in my mind, I'm just going, well, shit only cost me around about $1.25.
Yeah.
You haggle.
That.
By the time I whack off,
Yeah.
they're like, please wait. Oh, I'm done.
Jeez. And that was the male operator that you heard.
Nice.
Big Al is all about saving those extra dollars. You know what I mean? All about that.
Got him.
That's it. That's very good.
So, what
cool
else has
to
been
catch up on.
going on?
Put up the tree today.
Did you really?
Yeah, so put up the tree. It's always a fun activity with the kids. Each branch is lettered like alphabet, like grab me the J, and they're just jamming everything everywhere. And
Grab me the E.
yeah.
A few E's.
Yeah,
a few
they're-
extra.
Tell you what, the branches with D on them, they're pretty thick.
Not very family friendly though. But
It literally was. My wife was like, I was busy trying to help do other stuff, and she's like, this is supposed to be a family thing, and I'm like, on the toilet, you want me to shit in the lounge room?
That's what family's about.
Yeah.
Families who shit together stay together.
do you know when I had an exchange student live with me? When you say shitting together, I mean that's probably pretty extreme. But then-
Sorry, can I?
Yeah, go.
Did you cross streams? Is that where this is going?
No. I had a Finnish exchange student, which I have talked about from previous episodes.
yes, in the
guy,
sauna.
Yeah, he's the guy. Yeah, they sit nude with the whole family in the sauna. So you're seeing your mum nude, dude.
Under 8 years old, maybe.
Yeah, no? No, I think it's pretty good all forever.
It's all circumstantial.
So, Dave, where can people find your podcast?
Almost anywhere now that we're on your network.
The Ozcast Network.
Welcome aboard.
Beautiful network to be a part of.
It's a cult.
It's
Anyway,
a cult.
welcome aboard.
There is Kool-Aid.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, you can get them on the old OzcastNetwork.com. You can find Barely Audible there. Where else can they get you?
Only, no. That's
Get them on all the major podcast applications, including the Badcast, for that matter.
Oh, brilliant. And where can we find you besides Crime Stoppers?
I was going to say Northern Suburb.
Oh, yeah, there we go. There's a lot like shopping.
Oh, iTunes, all the good ones. SoundCloud, I think we're still on there, and all the other podcasts that we're available to.
Hey, Dave. Next week we're going to be recording here again, just until my bracelet comes off. And so, would you, because you're just in the neighbourhood,
Down the road.
would you like to come back
Yeah, sure.
to play for a round two? The game shows where they come along and go, carryover champ
I thought
Dave
you-
is going to be back.
I won, did I?
The shame is jackpotting.
You brought alcohol to my house,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, no worries. I got a bottle. I'll
wife
bring
and
it
I
back.
already want to adopt you.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
great. Well, thanks for listening, guys. One other plug for the Ozcast Network before we do go. There's a new channel starting called Ozcast Network Extra, where a whole bunch of all your favourite Aussie podcasts will have their top episodes, classic episodes, promos for new shows, and all kinds of extra stuff. So check that out. It's Ozcast Network Extra. It's on the internet, iTunes, all the big apps. Let's do it.
Awesome. See you guys.
Help us buy more beers and sponsor us. Hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, or badcast.com.au. The Badcast is part of the Ozcast Podcast Network.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to AuscastNetwork.com for details.